has been, is, and will continue to be a champion of the individuals and groups that have made Minnesota into the vibrant design community that it is today. As Tony Carton, one of the young designers Heather mentored, said in a thank you note, I suspect there are two types of professionals: those that step on people as they climb to the top, and those who understand that a rising tide raises all boats. I'm glad you are the latter. It has meant all the difference to me. Heather does have a true gift for bringing out the best in others and encouraging them to do things they never thought they could do. I remember sitting with her at the first AIGA Fellow celebration in honor of Peter Seitz. During dinner, she looked at Bruce Wright and me and said, "You should write a book about Peter." Well, as many of you know, you do not ignore one of Heather's suggestions. It took a lot of perseverance, but 6 years later, with the patient guidance of Andrew Blauvelt, the book Peter Seitz, Designing a Life, was published. And that's just one example. I'm sure that many of you have stories, similar stories, of Heather reaching out when you needed help, offering reassuring words of support, and suggesting someone who may help you reach your goal. Collaboration, camaraderie, and connections. Those are the bonds that unite us to Heather and to each other. Can you imagine AIGA Minnesota without Heather Olson? Neither can I. When I conducted my highly scientific poll to gather fair and balanced data about Heather's contributions to AIGA Minnesota, I asked people what her greatest strength was. There were immediate complaints that this was an unreasonable question because Heather had so many strengths. There was no way they could name just one. Eric Madsen stated that professionalism, integrity, and dedication were just 3 of Heather's many qualities. Then, of course, he went on to mention a dozen more. Although Pat used more than her quota of glowing adjectives in the quotations from some of Heather's many admirers, I'd like to add a few more. Heather is a tireless promoter for our graphic design community. She is a loyal and compassionate mentor to young designers and her Art Buddy students. She works with purpose, and she understands that discipline is the bridge between goals and accomplishment. She keeps everyone on task in a good way, and doesn't ask anyone to do anything she wouldn't do herself. When Heather is in charge, you know it will be done right. I think Sue Krolik said it best. Heather Olson is the absolute opposite of a slacker. Several other people also commented on her highly developed diplomatic skills. Although Heather would never say this, she could tell a person to go to hell in such a way that they would actually look forward to the trip. But seriously, it's time for our Heavenly Heather to take the stage. So with admiration and awe, I am pleased to introduce the unifying force who has improved our corner of the design world, one heartfelt connection at a time, my dear friend Heather Olson.